Hello there, internet bikers. Today I'm gonna talk about a bunch of mistakes that I made when I bought this bike. It's not the bike itself. I really love this bike. It's awesome, but I made a bunch of mistakes when I decided to buy all the accessories that come directly from Triumph, and I'm gonna explain why. First off, I'm gonna tell you how many accessories I have, right? So I bought basically everything they had. So I bought the top crash guards, the bottom crash guards, I bought the engine guard, and that's already 3 accessories right there. And then we have 7 accessories in the back, which are the 2 side cases and the top case, and each one of them has its own bracket system so that it can be attached to the bike, meaning that it's 2, 4, 6. And finally, I also bought a passenger backrest pad that attaches here to the back or the front, depending on how you look at it, of the top case. That's the only thing that I don't have on right now, and I will explain why, because that's one of the many mistakes that I made. So now that we know all the 10 accessories that I bought from Triumph, let's try to explain why I bought them that way and why I think it's a mistake. First off, I did not have an adventure bike before. This is my very first adventure bike, so I was a complete newbie when it comes to this type of motorcycle, and of course I was worried that I might drop it. So what I thought was I needed to be protected from the very first day, and that's why I bought all the accessories, because of course I don't want to drop it and ruin it. That explains why I bought them. But now let's explain why now I think it's a mistake to have done it this way. So first off, let's keep in mind that I'm not saying don't buy accessories. Right now I'm thinking it probably wasn't the best idea to buy it from Triumph. What that means is all of these accessories are also available in the aftermarket from brands such as the German one, SW Motec, or the Italian one, which is GV. So when you go and look for the protection accessories from those types of brands, you will see that they don't give you the option of 2 of top and bottom crash bars. They will just give you 1 set of crash bars. So right there, that's already an improvement from the aftermarket, because it's less complicated and I'm guessing it's less weight. Also, the crash bars from Triumph don't have the best quality. This is not something that I say, but it is something that people have said and people have shown. For instance, if you follow a girl called Doodle on a Motorcycle, she recently bought one, she dropped it, and on the first drop, it bent. She's not the only person I've seen that has had this happen to them. It's like these crash bars from Triumph don't seem to be the best quality, and they don't seem to be able to take more than 2 or 3 falls before becoming unusable. The only thing that I think probably is a good purchase from the Triumph accessories directly is the engine guard, that bottom plate over there. That's because, well, it's pretty sturdy. It does seem to do the job quite well. But when you go to the aftermarket, there's another thing that you can get that you don't get from Triumph. See, from Triumph, all these protection pieces are all in silver brushed aluminum type of color. If you go to the aftermarket, if you want, you can actually get them in this color or in black. So if you like the black look, maybe you get the Tiger in black. You might want to also get all the protection in black. Triumph will not give you that option. It's only going to be in this brushed aluminum color. So that's another limitation. For me, it wasn't a problem. I don't mind it, but I know that for some people that might be a reason not to get the Triumph ones and instead to go to the aftermarket. Before moving on to the luggage, I do want to say that I have actually dropped the bike a couple of times and nothing has happened to the crash bars, but it's not due to the crash bars. It's because I always ride with the side cases on. So the brunt of the fall has been taken by the hard cases. That's been fortunate on my part. And I'm going to continue riding like that just because I think it makes me a little bit safer. I know some people consider that to be even more risky, because if you fall and the case falls on your leg, you might get a broken leg because of that. But for me right now it works, and for the time being I'll continue, and it has saved me in a couple times, and that's why my crash bars are still okay, even though I have fallen a couple times. But let's go to the back and let's look at the luggage and why I think that's an even bigger mistake. So when it comes to luggage, like I said, you need brackets so that they can attach to the bike. And one interesting thing about the whole system here that I bought from Triumph is that Triumph, in fact, it just rebadges GV equipment. But there's a catch, right? So the GV equipment, the first thing I thought was, I mean, everything is GV, so if I wanted to change something, I could. I would just go and get a GV one. And so I intentionally tried one. I went to a shop that carries all the top cases, and I tested the top case, a different GV top case here, and they don't fit. And actually, nothing fits. It's because when Triumph rebadges them, GV gives them a slightly different measurement in the brackets with the sole purpose of eliminating compatibility. What that means is that once you buy the Triumph set, you're locked in to the Triumph accessories, and if you want to change your side cases or your top case, you need to go to Triumph and get it from them as well. The problem with that is that they have a much smaller catalog than if you actually went to GV, because GV is focused on motorcycle accessories and they have a much wider catalog. Triumph only gets a very small subset of everything that they produce. So, and I'm saying all of this because one of the main issues, one of the main mistakes that I made is that I bought the side opening ones. Personal opinion, everyone is different of course, but my personal opinion is, after doing it this way, I will never do it again, and I highly encourage everyone to get the top opening ones. It's gonna cost you maybe a little bit more, but it's gonna be so worth it. And let me show you. The side, maybe on the other side, it's not a big deal because the bike usually you tilt it to this side, but on this left leaning case, which is usually tilting towards the ground, the issue is that when you open it, everything that is in here will always, due to gravity of course, tend to fall to the ground. It's not terrible. I mean, you do have these straps here that you may use to, you know, hold things in place as best as you can, but when you're packing, it does make it very difficult to put things in there and try to hold them and try to put them in place. Side opening is just more uncomfortable. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not going to be the worst thing in the world, but it is going to be a lot more comfortable if you get a top opening set instead. And to complete the list of mistakes related to the luggage, with the top case, like I said, I also purchased a passenger backrest pad. The issue that we had with the passenger backrest pad is that my wife actually feels that it's better without the backrest because the space is so limited for her. Okay, here's the thing. This is only going to be noticeable for people that have ridden cruisers or high-end baggers, because in those bikes you have a lot of space for the passenger. If you come from a sport bike, yeah, the passenger is never going to notice, but we come from a cruiser and we did notice. So for her, the passenger backrest actually pushes her even further towards me, towards the rider, and it creates the opposite effect of what it was meant for, which is increase her comfort. It doesn't increase her comfort, it reduces her space and it makes her more uncomfortable. So I don't even have it on right now. I don't even have it on anymore. It should be here. It's not. Honestly, not everything related to the luggage is a bad idea if you purchase it from Triumph. Of course, there have to be advantages to it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. The main advantage that you have if you actually buy the luggage directly from Triumph is that the ignition key is going to be the same key that you use to open all the cases. And yeah, that might be comfortable. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather get cases from a different brand, maybe a better quality, and experience with the color options that you don't get if you go to Triumph. But that's just me, and that's what I would do this time around if I were to, go through the whole process again. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully this has been helpful. I know that this video is going to be focused mostly for people who are looking to buy an adventure bike. It's going to be helpful only for those that are probably going to do this for the first time. So hopefully it's an eye-opener. It helps a little bit. Don't forget to leave me any comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the notifications. Bye.